So last week, we covered how Amy McGrath, self-styled Trump Democrat Amy McGrath, defeated progressive Charles Booker for the Democratic Senate nomination in Kentucky. And what I said back then, and I stick by it, is that win or lose against Mitch McConnell, most likely lose, Amy McGrath will not represent the values of progressives and the diverse working class of Kentucky. She won't represent them with Medicare for all, racial justice, or a Green New Deal, the things that Charles Booker endorsed. And so Amy McGrath got the exact kind of endorsement you would expect a right-of-center Trump Democrat to get. She was endorsed, and I kid you not, by Ann Coulter, who said the following on Twitter just a little bit ago. She says, "The lovely Amy McGrath is a Marine Corps veteran. The average donation to her campaign is $36. Mitch McConnell is a broken down old man owned by cheap labor lobbyists. Hashtag defeat Mitch McConnell." And so what Ann Coulter is doing there is tying into some of her populist leanings. But make no mistake, she's not a friend to progressives, either on social or economic issues. This is a person firmly, absolutely firmly on the right. And while that doesn't always mean she gets along with Republicans, capital R Republicans and big C conservatives, every step of the way on every issue, she should not be the kind of person as a Democrat you get an endorsement from. It should not happen. If you actually represented the values of the broad working class, both social and economic, you should not be getting Ann Coulter's endorsement. She's noted, for instance, that she's agreed with elements of Bernie Sanders' proposals, but because Bernie Sanders believes in fighting for all people, including people that don't have official citizenship status in some cases, she said she could never vote for him. And even beyond issues of race and immigration, where Ann Coulter is undeniably a regressive, she's one of the people that believes in the theory of the great replacement of white people through immigration and lower birth rates. The theory that Stefan Molyneux, among other people, hold, and he was actually banned from not only YouTube, but also Twitter. She believes in that theory. She believes that the victims in South Africa were the Boers. She believes that the white people in South Africa were the real victims. That's what kind of person she is. But beyond that, she said as recently as 2012, if not a little bit sooner, that women, carte blanche, and that people 26 and under, or under 26, one or the other, should not be allowed to vote. That women basically give most elections to the Democrats, and she didn't like the Democrats winning all these elections, so her solution was women shouldn't be allowed to vote. She said, basically since 1950, every election would have been Republican except for Goldwater, where he got blown out by, Johnson, that women gave every election that the Democrats won to the Democrats. We should take their vote away. And she argued that because some cases, young people don't understand what's going on and they're on their parents' insurance and they're basically dependents until at least 26, you shouldn't have the right to vote. So Amy McGrath is being endorsed by someone who holds the beliefs of Stefan Molyneux, very troubling, very dangerous beliefs, and she's also being endorsed by a person that thinks that women, including both McGrath and herself, shouldn't be able to vote, and including a base of under 26 people, which will be essential if McGrath wins and if Democrats all over the country are going to win. I understand that it would be unfair to totally tar and feather McGrath for this endorsement. You can't always control who endorses you. You can't. Anybody can say I endorse anyone, and it's free speech. It's a free country. You can't tell people you're not allowed to endorse me. But it does say something that she really jumped out here to endorse a Democrat that styled herself as pro-Trump and that said, among other things, she would have voted to put Brett Kavanaugh on the Supreme Court, despite all we know about Brett Kavanaugh and his personal scandals. In addition to the fact that he's a right-wing ideologue judge, far more so, it seems, this far in their tenure than even Neil Gorsuch, Trump's first Supreme Court justice appointee. That's who Amy McGrath is. Now, what she can do, what she should do and can do, is repudiate this endorsement. I don't know if she's going to do it. I don't know. But she should repudiate it, because the fact of the matter is, this is the sort of endorsement that's a negative. If you guys remember my videos back in the day when Bernie was still running in the primary, he put up a list of anti-endorsements, the kind of people that you're proud about being your enemy, the kind of people who endorse you by opposing you. CEOs, the rich and wealthy and well-connected, people that exploit working class and poor people in the United States and around the world. When they attacked Bernie, they gave him the biggest endorsement of all. And I would say getting a positive endorsement from Ann Coulter is the exact opposite. You don't want that. You don't want what her politics represent. Even if on one or two issues she's not the worst, you don't want her in your corner. You don't. The fact that she thinks Amy McGrath is a safe home is an absolute condemnation of centrist Democrats. And everyone right now on Twitter, all of these blue wave types, the Project Lincoln types, they're all falling over themselves to say, Ann Coulter, welcome to the resistance. These people show exactly why, if the corporate Democrats get their way, Biden is going to stack his government with people not just from the center right, but from the right and in some cases far right, just because he's building a unity coalition, less against Donald Trump and more, it seems, against the Bernie Sanders, AOC, Ilhan Omar, Jamal Bowman wing of the party. This has to be nipped in the bud. I understand the impulse to defeat Donald Trump. I get it. I 100% get that he is dangerous. But getting endorsements from Ann Coulter and welcoming them and celebrating them may be just as dangerous. It just isn't worth it.